Welcome. I wanted to share with you a new feature in Stars. It has to do with shippers. And the way that it works and where it's located is that if you go under My Info, you can now click on My Shippers. And what My Shippers does is plots the shipping locations that the agent may assign to a dispatcher. That dispatcher would have access to the shipping locations plotted here on the map in order to do follow-up sales calls or email notifications to available capacity that's in the area. It's an easier map to be able to see exactly what shippers are located and the frequency that those shippers basically ship product. So in this case, we signify red as a customer or shipper who ships daily. Blue is somebody who ships weekly, and green is somebody who ships monthly, and yellow is occasionally. So it's just a kind of a quick reference for the dispatcher to say, these are your assigned shippers. Please follow up with them on sales calls and emails. In order to access a shipper, you can click on the dot. You'll notice that the little detail view in the upper right hand corner changes, and then you can click on the shipper. When that opens, you'll see that there's a slight little difference here. This is beginning to look a little bit more like the customer detail screen. We have sales information here for just this shipper, and we also have load history as well. Now, from the sales perspective, this is different than the customer sales. So this would only apply to the shipper. Where that kind of becomes important is a customer may have 10 shipping locations. The customer kind of being the bill to might have 10 shipping locations. So this helps the dispatchers manage the shipping locations as opposed to that particular customer. Now, if we wanted to add a shipper, it would be the agent's responsibility to add a dispatcher to the shipper. So let's go down and click on a shipper in our shippers table. And there's a couple things to need to point out. The mapping only works when the address has been geocoded, but it's very easy to do. If you see this world here, you know that this shipper needs to be geocoded. Matter of fact, you'll see down below, you'll see a latitude and longitude. That's what geocoding does. That's blank, so it's showing those as this doesn't have that information. In this case, it's only going to plot it as Los Angeles because we don't have a more detailed zip code or address, but it will geocode it all the same. It'll just put it right on Los Angeles. So we hit the globe. That has now been geocoded, and then we can assign, the agent can assign the dispatcher, and we hit save. And now that location has been geocoded. Now you'll notice that it has a funny looking bubble on it. Well, the reason for that is we haven't assigned the frequency here. So we're going to put weekly for that. And now, when I come back and open up my shippers, I'll see a blue dot to represent for weekly. The other thing I'll point out is that the agent will have access to, under sales, on the agent menu, dispatcher shippers. So they will see a plot of all the locations that are being mapped, but they can filter it down by dispatcher. So they can talk to that specific dispatcher and see what shippers they are assigned to in order to discuss with them, sales calls and contacts for available capacity, etc. And you can just switch in between different shippers, or dispatchers, excuse me, and see the different shippers. Thank you.